Hello everyone, it's Jack with Generation Jak of the Cryton Chronicles with another episode of What's in the Box. Today we have Champions of Midgard, and it's a game designed by Ollie Steinus and published by Gray Fox Games. It's basically a Viking-themed worker placement game with some dice rolling and set collecting. We'll take a look what's inside here. You got the rule book, which is really nicely laid out. After the playthrough, it just kind of read right through it. It was set up really nice. There were a few caveats to that, though. There were one or two things not touched on, which I had to look up on Board Game Geek. But in general, it was set up nice, even though those rules that were missed were kind of important. Some were able to be inferred just intuitively, others not so much, where they could be confused. The game board I'll show you after, so I can lay that all out. Here we've got some cubes. I've got everything already split up. And you'll have these little cubes, and they'll be for the brown is wood and the red is food. For some resources. And here we got some tokens. We have some, you can see that. We have some blame tokens here. And some favor tokens here. So, and you'll get those throughout the game. Favor tokens help you for combat and rerolls, and blame tokens are negative victory points at the end of the game. Here we got our coins and gold. Here, this is a wound token. So throughout the game, you can through the game you'll be doing combat and you can wound enemies, and so it just kind of keeps track of that. Otherwise, just the standard gold, a nice stock. They're thick, easy to pick up and handle. Let's see, maybe should have had all this out, but you know, I'm kind of OCD about my stuff. These are the meeples. You've got yellow, green, red, blue. And these are the workers that you will place on the board along with your victory point to keep track on the scoreboard. And again, we got the 4 colors there, 4 players only. I'm hoping they expand it to 5 somehow. I think that would be nice. Just because I usually have larger play groups, but if not, it's all good. This is one of the awesome parts I like about the game. These are basically your Vikings, your warriors, and you have 3 different color dice. You got red, white, black. The red will be spears. You got the white as the swords, and then you got the axes, which is the black. And they all are kind of different. I think the white is technically kind of the weakest. With 3 blanks, and this will be for combat, so each pip, actually the markings are for a hit, and then you got the shield, which will stop you from getting hit if lucky enough to roll that in combat. So there, and yeah, so, and the axes are kind of more the aggressive. They have more of the double because it's 2 hits. And they'll have more 2 hits on there, but no shields. And yeah, so these are what you use for combat when you assign your workers to combat areas on the map, on the board. And yeah, if you like dice rolling, combat's really cool with the game, and hopefully I can show some of that through a review and or a playthrough. So let's see what else we got here. We've got, these are actually ships. These are like private ships in the game. So throughout the game, you can buy these, or there's the public ships that are available for everybody throughout the game. And you use these to do combat with certain monsters in the game. You can buy your own as well if you want. They got some costs here. You get some victory points for it. And they're set up for, like, if there's 3 players or 4 players, then you add more, obviously. And so that's what these are. These are nice thick tiles as well. So let's see. Alright, we've got, maybe I wanted to, well, alright. So here you got the starting player tile here. So there we go. Got your starting player tile. You've got, this is just to keep track of keep track of the rounds. There's 8 rounds in the game. That's just a piece for the board. Keep track of that. These are economic pieces and military pieces. They're random. So you'll pick, depending on how many players, you'll pick 1 to 4 of these randomly, 2 to 4 actually, I believe. And they'll just, it's another place where you can put your worker and take that action. And they vary in what they do, and I can go into more details when doing a playthrough and whatnot. So yeah, and they'll have some interesting names, I guess. Folk warriors, Amungi, Skull, and stuff like that. So yeah, and then we've got, I'll look at the cards last here. And here we've got, let's see, just a reference board. Kind of tells you what everything is. So you got the trolls, Druger, monsters, some of the cards, merchants, ruins, journey cards, destiny cards, and here's a little cheat sheet on the back for what's what. You got gold, wood, food, favor, glory. That's a victory point, so around the board you'll track that. These are your warrior types. Like I said, you have the swords, spears, axes, and then any, I haven't seen that marking, at least when I played, worker placement marker, and it'll tell you instant combat, and then instant combat and instant stackable, which would be more for referencing in a playthrough. And here you got your characters. You got Uller, the Berserker, and you have, I think this is where you put your other circle marker just to keep track of your color in case you forget, I guess. And this is where you'll place your workers, your Viking warriors, I guess. More so, yeah, not workers, the actual, like, warriors, the Vikings, for combat. Osmundur. Yeah, Svanhilder. So yeah, they've all got some crazy names. They each have like a little ability here. Hit results on a sword do 1 additional damage in hunting or combat. So they all have their like little special abilities and give you a little unique bonus in the game. And some seem a little bit better than others, but the ones that we played seem to be fairly balanced. So yeah, that's those. And then we've got some of the cards here. So here's some monster cards. They've all got like an attack, a defense, a victory point value, and an award like these for honor for killing them. And they're all different. The monsters, there's different kinds of enemies you combat, and monsters are the ones that you go do the boats for. You travel over across the seas or whatnot. So, and they're all color bordered, and that's where the set collecting kind of comes in. Like, for victory points. For victory points, you basically will have bonus if you get like sets. So if you had one yellow, one red, and one blue, this would be an additional like 5 victory points or some such. So, but yeah. So these are some of the enemies. You got like, I guess, goblins and dragon, sea serpents, and such like that. So that's them. We've got the Druger, which is another enemy type. So again, combat, power, defense, you know, victory points, but these give you gold if you beat them. And they vary. They have different pictures, different art depending, and again, they have 3 colors for them. And so yeah, this one, 5 victory, 3 gold if you defeat them. So the art's pretty good. I like it. I kind of wish they had different names for all of them instead of just as flat out Druger, I guess, or Monster, but they didn't go that route. And then, you know, and here we have trolls, and trolls are an enemy type that, to explain it here, you get the same, you get the victory, but then with blame, if you get a blame token, if you kill this, you can discard a blame token and then assign one to another player of your choice, and you also get wood. And you can get wood some other ways, but this is the most common way to get woods. I think all the trolls have wood, to be honest. I don't think they have anything else. So, but again, it's just some of them have different art, different strengths, different all that. But again, they're just simply called trolls, and they don't count. They don't have a color, so they don't count for set collecting for bonus points. And then finally, we've got a handful of variety of cards in here. So I am actually going to utilize a cheat sheet and go over some of these here. So here we have Destiny cards. Now, Destiny cards are kind of like your secret mission, your secret goals for the game. Sorry, that's not... It's not going in, sorry about that. This one is like, have the most monster cards at the end of the game. Ruin Master, have the most ruins at the end of the game. And they'll have a victory section. They'll have 4 victory points, or 2, one's higher, one's lower. It's if you are the player with the most of that goal, you get the higher scored points. Like Crusher of Ice, have the most blue enemy cards at the end of the game, and you would score 6 if you were the most player with the most blue cards, or if you tie with one or more player for the top, you then instead get 3. But if you are the least, you don't get any. So it's important to try to reach your goals if possible, but some can be hard depending on where everybody's placing their pieces, obviously. Here we have Ruin cards. These are kind of like one-turn activations. If you buy one of these, like, you turn them over. This one, True Vision, they're all worth some sort of victory points and glory. This one gives you the draw 2 additional Destiny cards when resolving the Sage's Hut, which is where you get them. Still keep just 1, so it gives you an ability to look at more and decide on what you want. So, yeah. Then we have gifts. Like this, for example, is to gain any combination of 4. You can get either wood, food, or gold. So ruins are just kind of give you some special abilities, one-time use activations. And let's see here. These, I believe, are the merchant ships, and these are just kind of random, and you can go to the spot, and if you go to the spot you pay the gold, and you get, in this instance, you'll get a black and red dice. Viking warriors, if this one was up and you pick the spot, you placed a worker there, your action, you pay a gold, you get 2 food and wood. So this is another area to get wood and food. And so yeah, that's those. There's one more here. These are going to be kind of hard to explain without the board, but these are journey cards. And so those ships that you use, those tile ships, when you decide to go fight monsters across the seas, you have to go on your boat, you have to feed your warriors, and you have to also reveal a journey card, and something can happen. This is all quiet, nothing happens, but in some instances, like a whirlpool, you can lose a warrior, or no wind, you'll lose a food. So they're kind of like hazards that can possibly pop up as you're trying to get to the monsters before you can fight the monsters, and it's easier to show with the board out, but unfortunately it's gonna have to wait until the other walkthrough. And let me see if I can get the board out here real quick and show you that. It's a pretty big board, so and there it is. So I'll try and turn this and maybe give a different perspective here. But in general, you have the track that you score your glory on, your victory points. You have all these worker placements. This is where the trolls go, and the Druger. Down here is where you journey across to fight the monsters that are down here. You got the journey cards here that you reveal. So you put out your ships, you got to go through the journey, and then you got to fight the actual monster. And yeah, so generally this is the board, this is the setup. It's pretty big. I can't quite show it all, but there you have it. And that is the map, and hopefully I can get a review and a playthrough up and maybe show a little bit more of the map and how everything works on it and the mechanics, and I can explain some of the rules that were missing, that were not highlighted in the rule book, which made it kind of awkward at first, but figured it out. So, but otherwise, that is Champions of Midgard, and this is Jack with Generation Jak of the Chronicles. Alright, and hopefully you keep an eye out, and I can, like I said, do a walkthrough and review, and if you like the video, feel free to like and subscribe, and hopefully you can keep up with other videos I make throughout the coming weeks here. So, alright, thank you much for watching, and I'll see you next time.